Now it's time to connect with the chef Donato Scotti, who is joining us from Enottega in Redwood City. Today he will prepare a traditional dish from his region, Lombardy. Chef Donato will be making ravioli bergamaschi. Donato, the floor is yours.
Yes, today we're making a beautiful dish from the valleys of Bergamo, where I come from. In case you missed it, Bergamo is the center of the world, and we just create the best chefs and food ever. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so the typical pasta from Bergamo is called casonsei, which is made with in a boat-shaped raviolo, and is filled with sausage, mortadella, amaretto, and then is usually served with pancetta and brown butter. And then there is a small town called Parre in one of the valley of Bergamo where they do this casonsei, but they do them vegetarian. And they don't put any meat inside the filling, and they call them Scarpinòcc because they have the shape of a shoe, scarpas. Scarpinòcc means almost like a big boot. Anyway, and they usually fill them according to the year, how the season goes. They could fill it with bread, parsley, and parmigiano, or Branzi, or taleggio, the stuff that comes from those valleys, the cheese that comes. Or, like in the end of fall or during the end of winter, they fill them with green vegetables, always a little bit of bread, and the parsley is always part of it. The part that is always the same, that is always served with butter and sage, brown butter and sage, and then they put pancetta in. The way we do it at a restaurant, we replace the pancetta with something else crispy that we put on top to reminiscent the pancetta and the contrasting texture between the pasta, the filling, and the crispy of the sanchock. We dry some sanchocks and sprinkle them on top at the end.
Wow.
I'm just going to show you a basic shape of on how to make scarpinòcc. It's something that has come really popular in the Bay Area because there's quite a few chefs from Bergamo around here, and we all try to make our own version, and they're all very good. Trust me, everywhere I go, I see them, I go taste them, they always do a fantastic job. But I like mine better than anyone. But anyway, so here we go. So we got a sheet of pasta. I'm sorry, but I can't show you how to sheet the pasta because, for obvious reason. The pasta is egg rich, so it's really easy to roll and pinch and close and of course eat. It tastes better. So we basically want to create two strips where we can make the two rows of scarpinòcc. Then, your basic procedure to make ravioli. You put the filling. Don't be stingy with the filling. There we go. Let's just say we make a nice order of 8 scarpinòcc. Here we go.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. The filling today is made with Swiss chard, dandelion, Toscan cabbage, and then we mix it all together, and then we add at the end some Branzi cheese. Branzi comes from the town of Branzi, at the top of the Val Brembana, which is a famous valley because that's also where San Pellegrino comes from. We brush it with a little egg, and then we roll it across to close it. Just like that. And then we do the same on this side. Here we go. Then we cut off the excess pasta. We save it to make pasta pasticciata or something. And then what we want to do, we want to take the air out of the ravioli so that we don't end up eating air when we actually cook them. Here we go. Make sure we do both of them. And then we cut the size that we like. There we go. Take a little bit of the excess pasta out. At this point, if it was casonsei, we would make a circular cut, but we don't in this case because we're making Scarpinòcc. On the menu, because we don't want people to learn Bergamasco, which is a very secret language, we call them...
It's very hard to understand Bergamasco.
Yeah, I know, but, people from Bergamo like to keep their dialect very secret.
I know very well.
So on the menu, we call them Ravioli Bergamaschi. Here we go. So we got our 8 ravioli, right? And then what we do in Bergamo, now you can see it, we lift up one part, we sit the filling on top of the part, and then we squeeze the outside and we squeeze in so the raviolo stays in, and we give it a little push so we can get a little brown butter inside each crevice that we create.
Beautiful.
So here we go. There's a little excess pasta that I left there. As you can see, turn it, squeeze it, and here we go. Same thing what we do and do all of them like that. At the same time, make sure that we squeeze all the air out of it. It's very important to squeeze the air out of it because we don't want the filling to become all watery inside because there is air inside, right? So, and also make sure to seal properly so we don't get water inside the filling. And here we are. The little soldiers are ready. And there you go. And we're gonna go cook them in the water. How about that?
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Wow. What is one secret that makes this pasta or filling come out just right?
Well, the pasta itself, it's a matter of using the right proportion of egg yolk and the right kind of flour. You want to use 00 flour. So if you make ravioli, I don't mix any semolina in. I actually use only 00 flour imported from Italy, and we use a very elevated number of egg yolks because they give the richness and the color, and they keep the pasta together. Now, for the filling, you need to be careful not to make it too watery because you want to be able to either put it in with a spoon or with a pastry bag or sac à poche in the pasta. That's why in many fillings you find bread as one of the components because bread helps suck the water in and keeps the filling nice and compact when you cook it so that the raviolo doesn't look empty or liquid inside, but it actually has a great bite to it. Ok, andiamo a cucinare. Here we go, guys. Now we cook it. Let's go. Okay, we get our ravioli that we made by hand. Now, if you made them fresh, you will put them in the water and cook them for like 2 to 3 minutes, no more than that. If you make them the day before and you choose to quick freeze them, it obviously will take longer. The most important thing is always a lot of water and boiling very strong. Never cook pasta, any kind, if the water is not boiling. Salt you can add once you put the pasta or at the beginning, whatever, that's all, like, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is you always have a lot of water and you have the water boiling extremely strong. Let's go to the stove. Okay, so now we'll put the ravioli in the water. Of course, I don't expect all of you to have a pasta boiler at home, but I do. See, and as you can see, if the pasta is boiling strong, the pasta will come up immediately to the surface. While we cook it, we prepare a little bit of brown butter and sage, and a pinch of garlic, And then we want to get it nice and...
Okay. Ho detto, I love the butter and sage with a little parmigiano in the end is the best.
Absolutely. Look at that. The best friend of cooking pasta, either you make a carbonara or an arrabbiata or whatever you make, the best friend is the pasta water because it's got the starch, it's got the flavor of the pasta that you cook in. So you use it to create the sauce that you will put on the ravioli once you serve it. For the carbonara or the cacio e pepe or any pasta, aglio olio even, you put a little water in it, it makes the gluten that is released in the water make the sauce stick to the actual pasta. So remember, when you cook, never throw away all the water, save always something, plus sometimes you make it dry, sometimes you make it wet, but the most important thing is that you make it right. And making it right usually requires a little bit of water. So then the ravioli are ready, the butter is brown, put the ravioli in, and guess what? I'm going to go with a spoon, I'm going to put a little pasta water in it to get the sauce to thicken. And here we are. You get the ravioli to be coated with make sure that the ravioli get coated with the brown butter, and then, just like you say, a little bit of Parmigiano would never hurt. And a little more water, and look at that. Now all of a sudden, we don't have a brown butter only, but we have a nice sauce, all glazing all the ravioli. Let's go plate it and let's go eat it. And here we go. We got our little ravioli. I always like to put them standing up the same way we made them. We want them to be standing up. That's a big order. Well, I'm hungry today, and I hope you are too. And guess what we're gonna do with the sauce now? See the sauce? We just pour it right on top of the ravioli. And I know you cannot smell through the camera, but it smells amazing and it tastes incredible. Let's not forget a little bit of Parmigiano right on top. And then we do the little sanchoc or red potato to give the crisp on top. In this case, I just found some crispy red potato. Look at that. But I usually use sanchocs or these potatoes, either one of the two. And it looks like you have guanciale or pancetta on top, but the reality is that it's completely vegetarian. And I know that my friends in Bergamo will love these because everybody that comes here, they taste it, they say they are amazing. So here we are. I like to eat it with a spoon because I like to get the sauce as well.
Yeah, ecco.
I'm very jealous right now.
I know. At Crave, we love exploring people passions, okay?
Yeah.
Behind cooking, what are you most passionate about?
I love to learn. I mean, in any section of my life. Well, I love my family, but I love soccer, football.
Yes.
Yeah, I've traveled all over the world to watch my team play. But other than that, I mean, I love cooking. I have very few hobbies, and my favorite one is to learn, like, how to smoke meat, how to make this, how to make that, you know. So I've always been very passionate about what I do, but most of all is food in general. I try to learn
I can
about,
tell.
different culture, but also I like to explore different things in Italy because, you know, you come from an area like Bergamo or could be anywhere, and you don't realize how different things can be 100 kilometers away, and learn to the ingredient they use, the product they make, the different salami, the different vegetables. And then you probably know better than me, if you go from north to south, you are like completely different food, which is amazing. So I love to talk to other chefs from other area of Italy. I love to go explore and stuff like that when I have time. And I say that my passion all revolve around food, for sure.
Grazie Donato. Donato, grazie mille. Ci vediamo presto, ti ringrazio.
Assolutamente.